What's up, Heritage Patriots? My name is Double A, baby. I am the undisputed champion of Heritage and your host of The True Heritage Story. Now, on the last episode of the show, I had an awesome conversation with Senior Perpetua, and it kind of gave me the idea. Maybe we should have a special guest on every episode. So, if one of you guys out there have interesting stories or anything interesting to tell, or if you want to come on the show, make sure to reach out to me or email at dtruheritagestory@gmail.com. But without further ado, please help me welcome this week's guest. He is a Spanish teacher here at Heritage and is also the teacher advisor of Latinos Unidos. Boys and girls, Mr. Madrigal.
Thank you so much.
What's up? How's it going?
It's going great. How are you? Thank
pretty
you
good.
for having me here.
Of course, yeah. Now, fun fact for you guys, me and Mr. Madrigal are actually from the same town in Mexico, which is Purépero, Michoacán. Now, me personally, when I've gone to Purépero, it's like the time of my life, you know? I've had like an awesome time. What for you is like the coolest part of going? I know you go there pretty often.
I go there pretty often, probably every 2 months.
Yeah, okay, heck yeah, that's awesome. So like, what's like your favorite part of going to Mexico?
I think the lifestyle, it seems to be a little bit slower.
Yeah.
Like people actually have the time to relax after work and enjoy their families and everything is not so much like here in the States that everything seems to be in a rush, you know? It's like you wake up, you go to school and then you have practice and you have homework and next thing you know, day is over, you know? And it seems that in Mexico it's a little bit more of a slower pace. So
Yeah.
I really like that. And the food, of course.
Of course, yeah. So like, what would you say is like the first thing that you do when you get there? Like, you know, you unpack your bags. What's like the first thing you're doing?
I like to go to church.
Okay.
I like to
you.
go to church, give thanks that I'm back, and right after church, I have to go and eat some delicious food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Heck yeah. What would you say is like your favorite food when you go to Mexico?
I have a thing for tortas.
Okay.
You know, I
Yeah.
really like tortas. My hometown is well known for a lot of people who sell tortas, but
Yeah. From the
there's-
mercado?
from El Mercado,
Yeah,
from the
okay.
market, and
Yeah.
I like to go there, and it's one of my favorites, along with the carnitas.
Yeah. Heck yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Have you ever had a hamburger con chorizo from the mercado there?
Yes, I
Yeah?
have. I have. They mix it with mozzarella cheese.
Yes, yes.
With the queso, and it's really good.
No,
I
it's-
really like
it's
that.
super good. If you
Yes.
guys haven't gone to Purépero, recommend like all the food from there, guys. It's really cool. The tortas and the burgers, everything.
Oh, and you know it, man.
Yeah, super good. So, I know you grew up there. You said you were there like till you were like 10 years old, right?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And then you came here,
Uh-huh.
right? So talk about that a little bit. What was like the differences like growing up, like from here to over there?
I was lucky enough to I grew up in a very how would you call it, carefree environment. It was a different time in Mexico where people were able to wander out there freely without worrying about all the issues that unfortunately we have nowadays.
Yeah.
But in Mexico, going to school was great. I went to public school when I was in first grade. And then something happened and I ended up in Catholic school with the nuns. So I
okay.
did my second, third, and fourth grade with the nuns. It was a great experience, the
Yeah.
whole uniforms, going to church every other Friday. But I had a really nice experience growing up in Mexico in the school system. Outside of school with my friends, I grew up in a very friendly neighborhood. We would go out and play soccer almost every night on the
Yeah.
streets and hide and go seek and tag and all those, traditional childhood games that, a lot of people remember.
Yeah. Okay. So how was the transition? Like, what would you say was like the hardest part of like transitioning from that to coming to the U.S.?
To the U.S., number one, the language barrier. I didn't know any English, maybe hi, hello, how are you, goodbye, things like
Yeah.
that. But the language barrier was difficult. Luckily, I was able to grasp it very quickly.
Yeah.
Living with my friends was really hard, but we are so lucky that there are so many people in Brentwood who are from Purépero, Michoacán. There are so many, just like right now, you know, like right now. And it was so cool coming to Brentwood and finding out that I knew a lot of people from there.
Yeah.
So even though I was in a new environment, a new world, the connection was still there. So it wasn't that difficult.
That's super cool.
You know, and the third thing I will say would be, you know, leaving my family. You know, my grandparents, my abuelitos.
Did you come over here by yourself, or you came like?
No, I came with my parents and my siblings.
Okay.
But it was hard because I came from a family that, you know, we were together almost on a daily basis. You know, and then from there you just go from having all of that to just your siblings and your parents, and I really miss that too.
Yeah. So when you were here for a while, when did you go back to Mexico? When was like the first time you went back?
I went back after a year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
It didn't take that long for us to go back. But then after that, you know, 2-3 years will go by without me visiting.
Yeah.
I ended up not going back for 9 years.
Wow, okay.
You know, and that has to do with my fear of flying. But,
okay.
you know, not anymore because I go like every 2 months
Every 2 months now, yeah.
Right. But then, you know, now that I go often, you know, I'm a very happy person.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yes.
Okay. Now, do you have any like crazy like prank stories? Anything crazy? Like when you were growing up, I know like, you know, we did a lot of crazy things when we were growing up.
Right.
Do you have anything crazy? Any
Well,
stories?
I mean, we used to do the traditional, how do you call it when you go and knock on people's...
Oh, ding dong ditch?
We used to do that a lot. One time we did it and my friend, he fell when he was running away and the guy came out and grabbed him and smacked him a couple of times. I got away.
You ran away? You left him?
Well, survival of the fittest, man. I had to do that.
Yeah.
But one of the things that we used to do, I don't know if you're familiar with El Carnival.
Of course.
You know, they get the eggshells and they put confetti inside and then they cover it with paper mache. And Okay. So growing up, we used to get the eggshells and I used to go through my grandma's medicine cabinet and I will grab any type of cream.
Yeah.
You know, like, and I just, you know, put it inside and flour. And we actually use real eggs.
Yes.
So my friends and I will go to like, you know, when we were at the plaza where the whole carnival was happening, like we will go to a corner and just throw him. We just throw him and who knows who we hit. But
yeah. Wow. That's
and
crazy.
the thing is that the traditional thing to do is to put confetti, you know, it's supposed to be something friendly. But no, we used to put, you know, flour and foot cream and all this. We ended up putting chicken poop one time.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
My grandpa had a farm, so we used to collect the chicken poop and just put it in the egg, cover it. Good times.
Are you serious, bro?
Are you serious, bro?
Now, I want to talk a little bit more about like the kind of violence over that, you know? So, I went there. I was fortunate enough to go 2 years ago, and it was like super fun. I actually got an egg thrown at me with dirt. Yeah. So is that what you were doing like most of the time at like the fiestas and stuff like that, or were you like enjoying like the rides? You doing that stuff?
No, I also, you know, after we ran out of eggs, then we used to go and, you know, go to the rides and the Ferris wheel and all that kind of stuff.
Did you ever get like sick from any of the rides?
No, not really. Not really. I'm not a big fan of rides. I will go to like the easy ones, like you know, the little cars that would just go around with a little bump or something like that. But like the crazy rides, I'm not a big fan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because I know when I went last summer, I went on the one, you know, that goes in a circle. I went in that one and I was sick. I felt like throwing up, and then I was dumb and I was like, let me have a pizza with ketchup. You know, because over there in Mexico, guys, we be putting like ketchup. We call it katsu. Putting ketchup on pizza. Do you ever put ketchup on pizza?
I do. The first time I was a little thrown off, but then when I tried it, I was like, dude, this is delicious.
I know, and I do that now too. People look at me like I'm weird because like here it's not normal to put ketchup on pizza, but over there it's like katsu. We call it katsu over there.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty cool. That's cool. So okay, so I know you're a wrestling fan.
I am.
Yeah, I mean you have your belts here. You know, the Universal and the World Champion. When did you start watching wrestling, and what was the wrestler that really caught your eye, that got you, you know, getting into like?
I'll keep it short.
Okay.
It was the first night that we arrived to the United States from Mexico.
Really?
2 a.m. Turn on the TV, and wrestling is on.
That's dope.
Hulk Hogan against the $1 Million Man.
Yeah. Okay.
So we got hooked. My brother and we got hooked. My dad too. My father is a big wrestling
Yeah.
fan. We got hooked, and I have had a lot of favorite wrestlers throughout the time. You know, I'm talking about The Rock and Hulk Hogan and
Okay.
the Ultimate Warrior, but there's something about Bret the Hitman Hart.
Yeah.
Okay, I really like the character of Bret the Hitman Hart. Don't get me wrong,
serious.
I'm a big fan of Stone Cold Steve Austin and The
Yeah.
Rock.
Yeah.
You know, I really enjoy the whole, the Shield.
The Shield,
You know,
yeah.
Seth
Okay.
Rollins, one of my favorites.
Yeah.
So, out of all of them, it's really hard, but there's something special about Bret Hart.
I love Bret Hart.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Best there is, best there was.
Uh-huh.
Best there ever will be. Yeah.
You know it.
No, yeah, that's super cool. Okay, did you ever like? Okay, so I was a wrestling fan. You know, I'm talking from experience here. Did you ever like? You wrestled in your living room, right?
Of course, with my siblings.
Yes. Did
Yes.
you ever break anything?
No, I did not.
Okay.
I did not. We had a very big spacious
Uh-huh.
area, and we used to wrestle there. And my dad never liked for us to be wrestling.
No,
but,
yeah.
But we'd wrestle, you know, like siblings. But you know,
Yeah.
luckily nothing ever happened.
Nothing
like that
crazy
when
ever
we were-
happened?
No.
Okay, because I remember like when I was growing up, we had like a ceiling fan, and I threw like this like teddy bear up in the air, and everything just shattered.
Right.
And I was like in big trouble. And I even broke the couch one time, the arm of the couch. I broke it off one time. Super bad.
Right.
But no, yeah, it's super cool. Did you ever like when you were growing up? Did you ever like at school? Because I know now like there's not really wrestling fans anymore. You know.
Uh-huh.
Did you ever have like people to talk to about wrestling?
Growing up, I went to Liberty High School, and I went to school in the from the mid '90s all the way to '99, and that's when the whole
The
attitude
boom era, yeah.
was happening with professional wrestling.
Yeah.
And dude, everybody talked about it.
Yeah.
You know, everybody either had a Austin 316 T-shirt or a DX,
DX.
or a DX. I had both.
Yeah.
I had both. So no, people really
Like-
talked about it.
yeah?
So
Okay.
that was cool.
Now I've heard a lot of stories of like people doing DX signs
Uh-huh.
to their teacher. Do you ever do that to your teacher?
No, because first of all, it's wrong and disrespectful.
Yes,
but
yes.
I was more afraid of my mother, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Imagine the office calling my mom and like, your son Jose did this to his English or math. No.
Yeah,
no.
yeah. Now, for those of you guys who don't know, we're not gonna explain it here,
Right.
but like a DX sign, you guys, if you look it up, you'll know what we're talking about. But it's like an inappropriate gesture that they used to do in the '90s. You know, the wrestling fans would do it a lot.
Yeah.
Let's just say that. Okay. No, that's the. Do you ever watch like WCW?
I did.
Yeah. What side were you on? Were you WWF or WWE?
Always WWE.
Yeah. Okay.
Always WWE.
You ever have an NWO shirt?
I had the red and black with
The red,
Wolfpack.
the Wolfpack? Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's super cool. Okay, that's awesome. Okay, now my final question to you here is,
Yeah.
what's like you who's like more older, experienced, what's like an advice that you would give to like us Heritage High School students?
Live the moment. Live the moment and don't be afraid to try new things.
Okay.
Step out of the comfort zone, which is something really difficult to do. But sometimes you got to do it to become a better person. Because sometimes we are afraid to do many things,
Yeah.
not knowing the potential that we have. So
Yeah.
live the moment, try new things, enjoy life. And I know this is going to sound cheesy, but take a break too
Yeah.
and enjoy those small moments.
Okay, I love that. I love that.
Enjoy those, read a book, enjoy that moment. Watch a Netflix series, enjoy that moment.
Yeah.
You're doing something great at school, a project or what, enjoy that moment. Because pretty soon it's like,
Time goes by fast.
uh-huh.
Yeah. No, I
Uh-huh.
agree. No, that's a really good advice. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Thank you so much for coming on the show.
No problem, I appreciate it.
Yeah. So, anyways, that's all the time we have for today. Make sure to follow all the Detroit Story socials. Make sure to share. Take care. Tie your hair. Now that's undisputed,
And you know
know
it.
it.